My full names are Francis Masters Akeo. I'm 23 years old. I'm the founder and the CEO of Right Price Zambia. So basically, I opened it because there's a lot of things that people want, but at an affordable price. And because I was broke mostly, but yeah. So it's a one-stop shop basically for all your services, your goods. You want to do money transfers, your payments. Yeah, and it's a trading shop. We like to buy, sell, and trade electronics and gadgets. So you can trade in your old items like your PS3s, your Xbox 360s, your PlayStation 2s, and you can get new gadgets like your Xbox Series X, your Xbox Series S, your 360s, and stuff like that. So we also buy stuff for cash in case you don't want to trade it in and upgrade. We can also buy your old gadgets, your desktops, your laptops, your phones, everything. We're diverse. So we're not just strictly a shop for accessories or laptops and whatnot. You can also sell us as well as buy from us. Yeah, so you can bring us all those samples you've got, guys, but don't go stealing from your parents' house now. We don't want to get caught.
Tan 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 tan.
Most definitely. Anyway, welcome to that podcast. My name is K Plus.
It's K Plus, baby.
And with the other guy, the man who never wants peace.
Say my name, nigga.
I want problems always.
I should what? Say your name. And the lady in red. One of the most impressive things I've seen on Facebook this week is we asked a question to our viewers and our fans on Facebook to mention a person or suggest somebody who would co-host this episode with us because we're interviewing a sports legend. And Elson and I are not really soccer fans, but
I know fuck all about soccer.
We know, in Elson's words, what he said. We know very little about soccer, and we needed someone, especially a female, somebody who's well vested and knows more about soccer than we do.
Do you know how many times we got tagged?
Do you know how many times we got tagged?
13 billion times, including Wesley.
Good to know you're a sports fan like that. But anyway, the man of the moment, the person we're all excited to have on the podcast this morning. If you're watching this in the morning, good morning to you. It's morning right now as we record. Anyway, great soccer legend and...
all the way from Richmond Finance.
Yes.
You know what's funny is I ran into this guy when I was in Livingston.
Which guy?
The guy that owns this place.
Him. Hi.
Mr. Patel.
Yeah.
And have you noticed how a lot of Indians are called Patel?
Especially the ones with money.
Is that your Porsche?
Yeah, that's his car.
That's your yeah. You don't call it a car. Okay?
It's a Porsche.
It's like calling your iPhone a phone. No.
Or this Mac a Mac. A laptop.
That computer
a laptop.
Mac. Wow. Don't be disrespectful. Don't call his car a car. That's a Porsche. So I ran into him in Livingston.
Yeah.
So him and his friend just walked in. He didn't know who I was, and I prefer it that way. But his friend did. So his friend came over like, "Oh, can I have a photo?" And
he was busy wondering who this famous guy is.
And a month later, then he calls me and was like, "We might need to work together."
And
Look
here
at
we
God.
are. And I think that's another thing we need to emphasize where we are. Like, I'm sure you can see the logo in the background, Richmond Finance. Gob, is it showing in the... It is? So Richmond Finance, when your NAPSA money runs out, you can come and get a loan from here.
So now...
And I know business has been slow because people have got NAPSA money right now, right? So when the NAPSA money runs out, this is a place to be.
Which is soon.
Let's give it 14 more days.
Well, fam, have you seen how the slay queens in Chicago have been flaunting?
Anyway.
The slay queens are happy, Shem. Do you have any other branches apart from this one?
Seven other branches.
Seven
Where?
is the
That's
God
huge.
number, huh?
Yeah, it's huge.
Lusaka, yes? So what? East Park right now. So there's Crossroads, Town, Ndola, Kitwe, And Livingston. Oh, explains why you were in Livingston. It wasn't just for the chills. Anyway, welcome to That's That Podcast once again. And we've got a special host and a special guest, Rainford Kalaba, soccer legend. Welcome to That's That Podcast, boss.
Thank you.
What have you heard about us before we even get into it?
Well, it was unfortunate we met with the boss.
Yeah.
And he told me if I can have he can host me today.
Nice.
And I accepted the invitation.
But have you ever watched our show before?
Yeah, this is my second time to hear it, but I once.
Let me guess
What's
the only other soccer one that you watched, the Christopher
Katong.
Christopher Katongo.
Did you see that one?
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
You look scared, bro. You okay?
No, I'm used to this camera. No,
Oh, you're good. This is just how you normally. This is how you are always.
always.
She cannot look like we woke you,
No.
like you're taking a nap. Either that or you're high. One of the two.
Sure.
A question that keeps popping up, and we did say most of the questions we're asking on this podcast will come from either Martha or from your fans on Facebook. And one question that keeps popping up, speaking of your origins, is how old is Rainford Kalaba? Because you seem to get younger every year,
Yeah.
Which soccer player does
I would
it?
say the same.
which is why they have soccer years, eh? How old are you?
I'm turning 37 this August.
Real years.
Real years.
Not T-shirt baller.
Not sharp.
Yeah, I'm born
He said how old?
37.
37.
Okay.
Standing 37.
You know
Really,
who?
bro?
You know who else is 37 here? Him.
I'm not. Shut the hell up.
But look at how old he looks.
He kind of looks a bit older
50?
than Rainford.
He looks 50, right?
I'm actually 62.
Huh? Okay. All right.
Anyway, that's one of the questions that keeps popping up on Facebook. But at this point, I'll leave it to you. You've prepared so much and so well for this. He's your guest today, as our guest host.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mupashi. You know, people actually call you Mupashi, and I don't even know what it means. So why do they call you that?
It's my third name.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
That's your actual name?
my
Oh.
actual name.
Okay. I thought it
Your
was
third name? How many
nickname.
names you got, bro?
Three names.
Rainford.
Your first, your second, and your last name?
Yeah. Rainford Kalaba Mupashi.
So which one is your surname?
Kalaba.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wait, Mupashi like a spirit.
Spirit.
So everyone is like, Mupashi when he has the ball. Mupashi. What
So
do they
if
call
someone
him?
calls me Mupashi,
Yeah.
it means he knows me very well.
Oh.
From the Copper Belt, yeah.
But what does Mupashi mean?
It means spirit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it means.
All right. Anyways, like I mentioned, I've been a fan of this guy.
Yeah.
And when the 2012 Africa Cup of Nations was being played, I was very young. That was 2012. I think I was in grade 10.
Wow.
And I think that was the first time like I really, really paid attention in watching him. And ever since, I have been a fan, but I've never watched him play live before until the Legends game, which was held at the National Hero Stadium. And I was so happy because, you know, he's almost retiring, and I thought I was never going to get a chance to watch him live. So when that opportunity came, I was like, okay, this is it. And this is a guy that has played at all levels. He started as early as 2001, 2002.
2002.
Yeah, he's played from under 17 for the national team to the senior team, and he's been to 5 consecutive AFCON appearances with the senior team. But Vamupa,
You really ran your Googles, huh?
I'm good at this, trust me.
Yeah, I can
This is
tell.
why people recommended me. I got you. Okay, Vamupa. During the Africa Cup of Nations, I know a whole lot of people want to know this. How did you feel when you missed that penalty? Because, we were already crying and we were like, we've lost it. And you know, that penalty that he missed, the thing was, when he missed, if Ivory Coast had scored that,
Yeah.
would have lost it.
Completely.
And thank God they missed. How did you feel when you missed it?
Well, it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. It's emotional because it was the last penalty. If I scored, we could have won the game. So when I missed it, one thing came in my mind was how am I going to manage the situation back home? Because,
You know, Zambian fans are.
and how people were going to react to my mother. Because people always on her when I'm not performing well. Always people wants to, why your son is not performing well.
Wow.
So when I missed it, one thing came in my mind: how is my mom going to handle this situation? So thank God.
So you thought of your mom immediately.
Yeah.
I'll do the same thing too, bro.
Football
through
fans.
my spirit.
I'll
Especially
do the
Copa
same thing
belt.
too immediately.
Wait, what's the worst thing that's ever happened to your mother because of a mistake you made in soccer?
Pardon?
What's the worst thing that has ever happened to your mother because of you making a mistake?
I remember, when was that? Not the 20 of AFCON. There was one game I missed the penalty again. So people wanted to go and store my mom's house.
They wanted to stone your mom's house?
Yeah.
Ah, come on.
So again, when it happens in 2012,
That's why you thought of that immediately. Wait, so how far did they get to your mom's house?
they almost got there, but thank God the security people went to.
Are you serious? That's fucked up.
I think what's up with soccer fans? They take a sports too personal. You know what I mean? Like, why would even involve somebody's mom in something that doesn't?
You know,
The
football.
players that
Football
actually.
is something which unites people
Yeah, true.
and different levels. The national team and the club level is two way different.
Two different,
So I understand how the pressure is when it comes for national team games. You know.
So when you missed the penalty, what's the worst thing? What's the worst backlash that you got as a result?
No, I was too emotional. No, I was too emotional because I know people. It was the first time people to see Zambia playing in the final and the chance to get the Africa Cup. So the pressure was on me. But thank God, Stopira Sunzu came to my rescue and he scored there.
And that's one thing that I don't think that people actually do realize or appreciate is, and a lot of these people that would like to criticize, like this guy has got more talent in his left pinky toenail than we do in our entire body. We have no idea what it takes to play on that stage. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
The one mistake that he makes, and now we want to mouth off. I don't get it. People disgust me. There's so many times when a meteor was meant to hit Earth. I think we need that. We need to wipe Earth.
Are you ready to?
Because humans ain't shit.
Well, and that's why we love them.
And this is why, what's his name? Steve Jobs said death is the best invention of life.
Makes way for new life, new ideas, new life.
Exactly.
Yeah, true. Dude, can we take it back to your beginnings in soccer? She's mentioned you started playing as early as what? When you were 15, 16, somewhere there.
15, 16.
Did you always feel like you were gonna be in soccer? Like, when did you discover the talent?
I think I got the interest when I was in Frida at primary school when my dad was a secretary for Mighty.
Your dad was what?
He was a secretary for the Frida Wanderers.
Right.
So he used to take me and watch all the time at Shinde Stadium. So that's how I got interested in soccer. And from there...
How old were you then?
Sorry?
How old were you then?
I was young.
What are we talking about? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10?
Maybe, I think 9.
9.
9, yeah.
Okay.
So then I joined the Mufria Wanderers, the academy for Mufria Wanderers. That's why I started doing with Coach George Rwandamina when he was at Mufria Wanderers. So he groomed me. From there, I went to Mufria Blackpool.
Right.
I played there for 6 months. Then Kitwe AfriSport took me to...
And what age were you at this point?
I was turning 14 somewhere there.
With AfriSport?
Yeah.
Were you playing at the same time with Jacob Mlenga at Sport?
Mlenga, yeah.
I think I remember those days. You probably were one of the smallest players on that team, because I remember coming. I used to live near the Sport Stadium.
Because my challenge, people used to
Remind you.
undermine me to no,
Because
he
of
cannot
the
play,
height.
he cannot play
Yeah.
because of the.
He's young and whatnot.
That's probably how he missed the penalty. It must have been windy that day. The wind must have carried
Did you see
huh?
the look on his face? Yo.
Dude, the reason why I keep asking you about your age is, did your parents recognize the talent in you early on, or they kept like forcing school on you and education on you?
Yeah, they used to force me on going for school, but my interest was to play soccer one day and to make my life better. Mm-hmm. Yeah, for my family and for myself also.
So who in your family actually then saw your talent and said, okay, let's support you a little more on the soccer
mom.
thing? Your mom.
My mom. That's why I love her too much. Yeah. So I love her too much.
That's interesting, man. So from Sport, how do you move from there?
From AFCON, then I went to France.
Wow.
You went to France?
Year. Yeah. That was 2005, if I remember very well.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. I went there for 1 year, then I came back to Zesco. I played for, I think, 2 years.
Why come back from France to Zesco? What happened?
No, my stint there wasn't enough, and I have so many problems. They call administrative issues. Then I decided to come back
Mwalela Kasana?
because too much temper.
Oh, you've got a short temper.
You got a short temper.
So I came back and
Wait, did you get into any fights?
Yeah.
Wait, in France?
Yeah.
Oh, they don't like that there, do
Then
they?
they suspended me for almost the season.
Oh, really?
So I came back and to Zesco United.
What did you do to get suspended?
We fought with the coach in the dressing room.
You beat the coach up?
Yeah.
Was it just an argument or there were punches being thrown in there?
No, he was giving me instructions that was not working on me. So
Was it during the game, halftime, or after a game?
during the game and on half
Half-time.
time? That's when we got in the fight.
And you're like, I'm gonna you up. Wait, so you actually beat him? You clapped him?
No, I slapped him.
Oh, God.
A white guy?
The white guy.
This is why you got checked out. You beat up a white person? Was he French?
It was a French.
I was.
They don't do that.
I like,
Those romantic people.
Those are romantic people, bro. Those guys have more sex than fight.
Were you locked up for this, or?
You done beat up a white person?
The issue went to the president of the club.
Right.
So
And what did he say?
he said, no, you will never play again.
You
And
hit a
will
white
never
person?
won't renew your contract. I said, okay, no problem.
You hit a white person?
Let me go back to Africa.
Where I can beat up people freely.
I like you. Man. You should have gone to Germany. There's a couple that I could have pointed you to that you could have blicked something. Then they're out of order in Germany.
So from France, you come back.
Yeah, I came back to Zesco, where I had a good time at Zesco because it was the first with the coach.
Wandamin.
No, it was Mondo. Is it Mondo?
Uh-huh.
The second season, it was Wada, the Wedson Yerenda. He made us won the first league for Zesco, and we won again. That time was calling Barclays Cup.
Yeah.
Now it's APSA,
You scored the winning goal, right?
the winning goal. Yeah.
Bruh.
Look at us showing off now.
See, the thing with you and being short-tempered is not doing us short people any favor, because these people think that short people we already have this
that's-
Napoleon syndrome.
They have tempers.
So you shouldn't have said that story.
Anyway,
Man, I'll never
so-
get over this.
Zesco, I'm trying to understand your whole soccer journey before we get into more of the questions that people sent us here. So from Zesco, how do you move from there?
Yeah, from Zesco, I was the top scorer and the footballer of the year in Zambia and From there, I went to Portugal. Sporting Braga, where I stayed for 2 years.
2 years?
Yeah.
Without beating anyone?
No, there I was calm. I was okay with my temper.
You learned your lessons from
Were they
the
taking
first
you for
experience.
therapy or things like that for you to...
No, I was having some advice from elder people how to handle my tempers and.
There's also something about the water and the weather in France.
But how was it playing in Portugal? How different was the experience with how it was when you were in France?
Actually, what I've experienced in my life when I went to Europe, things were not working for me, you know. They were not working for me like I wanted. My passion was to play in Europe, but things were difficult for me. So I decided to come back in Africa to...
You did a good thing, bro. Your ancestors were not too happy. Let me tell you a story. You know that Chana Nake were in Australia at some point?
Yeah.
So I heard a story of the house that they were sharing with this guy. So this guy's the one that was telling me this story because they were sharing a house with this guy. Who's the short one? K, right? Who's the shorter one?
no, K is the taller one. K is the taller one, yeah.
Who's the short one?
Chanda.
Chanda.
Yeah.
This guy would wake up in the middle of the night just yelling shit that he's just dreamt about. That people are after him. I swear to God, I'm not making this story up. You just wake up in the middle of the night just yelling shit, bruh.
His ancestors weren't too happy.
They did not want him in Australia.
Anyway, so Portugal, we were talking about your experiences in Portugal. And then again, I was trying to imagine, I know Elson has shared a few stories about how life is living in a country where you are first of all outnumbered by millions to one when it comes to your skin color to start with, and then the language. How was your experience socially in Portugal?
Well, it was not easy because you go away from your family and you start another challenge. It's not easy. And sometimes you're lonely, you don't have friends, you don't know where to go, you're always home. So it wasn't easy to stay alone in Europe. And the weather there is...
It's horrible, bro. I know this. It's always like gloomy and cloudy, right?
Completely.
Were you in Paris? Where are you?
I was in... I don't know if you know the city, Porto.
No. I've only been to Paris.
In Portugal?
Oh, so you spoke of Portugal.
Yeah,
I was
we're
talking about
in
France.
Portugal now.
Yeah, in Porto.
Yeah, Porto. Oh, okay. Interesting. So from Portugal, what happens next?
But the women, though, bro, in the two countries that you were in, hot.
You know, the Brazilian people.
That's my
In
point.
Portugal, yeah? It sounds like you had a good time.
Were
there.
you married or were you single when you were there?
Now I was single.
Ah, bruh.
He's got
You're telling me
stories.
you were lonely.
Do you know how to speak Portuguese?
Yes, I do.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Your shit didn't work?
No.
Bruh.
Can we dwell more on the loneliness part? Elson, sorry, I have to back Elson up on this one. The loneliness bit. You've mentioned there were Brazilian girls in Portugal. How did this loneliness happen, bro?
Please explain
No,
this.
I didn't want to involve myself in complications, you know. When you are in a
This
foreign
guy.
land,
Yeah.
they can use you as a,
Example.
you know, they can report you to the police for nothing. You know how many African players, they're having difficulties, like the player from Manchester.
To take it.
What happened? What's the story
They
with him?
accused them of
Mason,
sexual...
Greenwood.
Mendy.
Oh, Edward Mendy.
Having sexual harassment, you know, those things I didn't want to involve myself in such.
But one thing that I've actually realized is the difference between sexual harassment and flirting is whether or not you are her type.
Yeah.
Two people can say the exact same sentence to the exact same girl.
If she likes you,
If she likes you, it's flirting.
Yeah.
If she doesn't, it's sexual harassment.
Harassment.
Wow. So Portugal, 2 years, at least you survived there. You didn't beat anybody up. You're not accused of any sexual harassment.
Temper's control.
But still, why did you leave then?
Well, I used to come back home, and that time I was dating in Zambia. So I used to come back after 6 months for holiday.
Oh, so Zambians don't report sexual harassment, huh?
It depends. It depends with the person you're dealing with.
And how much money you have.
Yeah.
So that one you were not scared to approach.
You
But
have
the
to-
white people, you're like, this one.
Approach with caution.
white people, they are too dangerous on such things,
No, I've had my fair share, bro.
But I always
You're dating a
hear...
white guy.
You say what?
You're dating someone.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I had to eat, bro. I was there for 10 years.
Wow.
So,
So anyway. Yeah.
Kalaba, from 2 years in Portugal, you came back, then come back to Zambia. You joined one of the biggest clubs in Africa, TZP Mazembe in Congo, and you've been there since, should be about 13 years now.
13 years.
How has it been?
Again, my experience in Congo has been fantastic. And from the boss, the owner of the team, he welcomed me very well. And I've got a good time there in Congo, another experience in another country. So,
And they pay in dollars, they hey.
lifestyle, yeah, they pay in dollars. The lifestyle that side and in Zambia is two different. But it was good for me because I was living in Ndola, and I used to come all the time.
Yeah, that's not too far, hey.
It's
Yeah,
not
it's
too
fine.
far. So the life was now more stable than in Europe, So every weekend I used to come back and see my family. Then
Oh, that's dope.
I go back.
How's the lifestyle there?
It's totally different,
How? Better or worse?
It's two, I can say both, but they are good people,
Is
Congolese.
it better from
They are
Zambia?
friendly. Some they are friendly. Some they're harsh people now.
So the area that you live, how would you describe it? Is it like an affluent area? Is it like Spolia?
No, I stay. I can say like from here, like Kabulonga areas, where there is more security.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
Yeah, and
I mean,
the gap between the haves and the have-nots is like wide in Congo, right? See that you've got like extremely, like you've got a lot of money, or you're like,
very, very poor.
No, Congolese people, they are rich. They are rich people.
Serious, huh?
Very, very rich people. So they are business-minded people. So most of the people, they're into business and many activities. Yeah, so
this is why the PR girls are going to Congo, huh?
Yeah, there's
Kalaba,
money.
you are the most successful foreign player to ever play in Congo. What did you do? What have you been doing to make that name?
I think one thing, as a professional footballer, I knew what I wanted. I wanted to leave legacy at the club before hanging my boots. So at least I've made myself, I've marketed myself very well at the club, and I receive all the respect I deserve. So it's like a second home for me.
Kalaba, 13 years in Congo, same club. Were there other times that you got deals from different clubs from other countries, but yet you are still with TZP Mazembe? Why did you not leave?
One thing I noticed is that wherever I was playing, there was no that love they have given me in Congo. So I decided to stay where they give me respect and they honor with my dignity. So I decided to stay there for the rest of my life so that I can retire there, because all the teams I've passed, the love I get from TZP Mazembe is totally different.
Okay.
While at TZP Mazembe, have you had, which clubs have given you offers, especially in Europe or even around Africa?
I was receiving many, especially in Saudi Arabia.
Wow.
Saudi Arabia.
And you said no to Arab money.
No, I said no. Because the first thing I love is football. It's not about money.
Serious, eh?
Because money comes after. So football comes first, then money comes second.
Dude, sorry, I just wanted to add on, just hold that question. Whenever you'd get these offers from, say, Saudi Arabia or wherever, would TP Mazembe give you like a bigger offer to counter what the Arabs would offer you? Like, would they increase your pay when they hear you're being offered more money by the Arabians?
No.
Arabs.
Whenever I receive offers, I used to ask my boss. I used to ask my boss about the offer they gave me, but he said, if you want money, you can go. But if you want football, you can stay.
That's Katumbi himself.
Yeah.
Right.
And you need to think about your future.
So were they paying you weekly or monthly?
Monthly.
How much?
No, that's it.
Come on. Cristiano Ronaldo tells us how much he makes a week, bro.
Yeah.
No, that's personal. In Congo, no one knows how much you get. Because even my teammate, I don't know how much.
Okay, is it between $5,000 and $10,000?
More.
More.
Oh, wow.
Is it between
10
10
and
and
50?
20,000? It's between that. Between 10 and 20. 15,000? It's 15 pin, isn't it?
Blink twice if it's correct.
We will talk
After.
13. 14,000.
Kalaba, you love
40,000
Congo
what?
so much.
No, he said it's between 10 and 20,000. Is he lying? Do you get $40,000?
Tony, who told you that?
Jesus Christ, bruh. I was about to say you can buy better shoes, bruh, if you're getting like $40,000. Dude, listen, you know what I want to find out? Like, so growing up, right?
Yeah.
Remember I was asking you who supported you and you said it was your mom? Did you get to any point where it was either difficult, either at home or through your journey where either you gave up football because it wasn't bringing money at that point and you're like, you know what, I might as well just become, I don't know, a bus conductor because you had to put food on the table. You know what I mean?
I think my childhood life was a bit difficult.
Tell me about it.
Yeah. When my mom and my dad got divorced, so I was feeling pity for my mom because it wasn't easy for her for a living.
To provide.
Yeah. So he's the one who was pushing me too much to. That was when I was in under 17, I think, for the national team. So when I was starting my career, he was the one who was pushing me to be focused and to behave myself and be disciplined. So that if I want to achieve, I need to be disciplined and be focused because life continues and you cannot mix life and to be in discipline. So I thank God for her to be there until I'm retiring in football because now I can be happy because I've done a lot for her.
That's good.
Yeah, so even if I retire football, I know that my mom, she's
good. She's sorted.
This would be the second time you retire, right? You've never retired before.
No, not yet.
What does he look like?
No, I'm just reading what people have been writing on our page. People say,
what's
4 or 5 people have said that.
Makitu.
Who? Makitu retired once and is back.
Oh, it's
No, just 4 or 5 people have said that. Asked him about why he retired and then came back. Was it for the love? Why did you return? Is it for the love of the sport or you ran out of money?
I think they have mistaken. They haven't been following football. Those soccer fans.
Thanks for the clarity. I was just reading what people.
You.
Yeah, they did mislead us.
So I'm trying to actually find out how bad things got when you were speaking about how horrible things got after your parents divorced. So. How then did you help, if at all, to sort of help your mom? Are you the only kid? I'm trying to picture in my mind how bad things got then.
No, We are 11 in our family.
11?
A whole soccer team.
Yeah.
It was destined.
And you're number what?
Fourth.
Wow.
So I'm the only person who used to love soccer in our family. So that's why my mom wanted me to be successful. Yeah.
So what does the first do? The firstborn?
The firstborn is here in Lusaka. The second is working for ZNS.
Okay.
He's a sergeant at ZNS.
Okay.
Yeah, so the third one is also doing something in privacy. And me, I'm here.
Wait, so 11 from the same mother and same father?
No, same, different father, and but same mom. Same mom.
Man, I bet whatever hospital your mom went to, they like just got used. They're like, any day now. We haven't seen you in 2 years. Is everything okay?
Welcome back.
Bruh, I'm just playing.
No, I know.
Yeah, because me, I'm scared of you now.
You're not white. You're safe. Maybe you could just answer Elson's question about, what the hardships that you face, especially being 11 children. Like, give us a picture of the worst month growing up.
The worst month.
One where you just sat
What was the lowest that you guys got? And we're all 11 of you staying in the same house?
Yeah, because the time my mom and my dad got divorced, our last born was like 5 months.
Wow.
So it was horrible for me to... because in our family, I was the firstborn. So the whole pressure came on me. And to see how I can manage and see our last born grow in normal conditions, Because when the experience when the parents are divorced, there are many challenges comes in the family, So it wasn't easy.
So your dad leaves, you remain with your mom, and your dad didn't, pick up any responsibilities like, child support?
No, it was there and there, but it's not like 100%.
Right.
So it was...
Bro, did I hear you correctly when you said all 11 of you stayed in the same house?
No. Like I said, we are different fathers and...
Yeah, I get it. Yeah. So the others who had different fathers stayed with the dad.
Yeah.
Okay, so how many of you were in the house?
4.
Okay, not bad.
Yeah.
Including the 5 month or the 5 month.
5 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that, you know what? Because the reason I'm asking you all this is because people get motivation from different, they draw motivation from different places. Other people, they, just like you, and what was this? Oscar Chavula, where relatives would chip in to put you through school. So you never want to go back to a place like that. And so you know that it's either I do this or I know what's waiting for me back at home. And that's what drives you to become what you become. And again, I keep harping on the same thing, that it breaks my heart when I see people waste so much potential on Facebook, chasing gossip, chasing tabloid stuff. What has this musician done today? Or they bought their wife a car, or they bought this house, they bought that. There is so much that they could be doing out there. And the one thing that I have seen over and over again in people that are successful is you ask them what's going on social media, they don't know anything because they are too busy with their own craft. And this is basically why I just kept trying to figure out what drives you, what pushes you, so hopefully other people can draw inspiration from that. And it's not everybody who'd have circumstances like yours. So people would draw inspiration from different sources.
One thing I can say, when you are making it in life, you need to be ready for criticism, and especially in the media, you cannot answer back all the people who wants to criticize you. So you need to rubbish all the things they say about you and never answer back the media. Because the media, they can build you
And destroy.
and they destroy you at the same time. So my advice to the upcoming musicians and everyone who wants to make it in life, you need to close your ears and focus.
That's
And
it.
focus.
Talk about it. Do you have any kids?
I have kids, yeah.
How many?
3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Boys, girls.
2 boys and 1 girl.
Nice. Are you also grooming them to be soccer players like
Do
you?
they play football?
Yeah, he does. He say maybe he will be better than me.
Ah,
How old is the
nice.
first? How old is the first?
Yeah, he's turning 16. Yeah, this
16?
Big boy. Eh?
Kalaba. Are you sure you're 37?
Bruh. How is it 16 and you're 37, bruh?
Had him when you were 20?
I had him when I was
20.
Yeah,
Wait, what country were you in then?
I was in Portugal.
Are you about to ask what race the son is?
Son is
Yeah.
doing the math.
Is he black?
He's black hair.
So you had him when you would fly back to Zambia on vacation?
No, I had him when I was at Zesco before.
Bruh. Now you're changing. You said you're in Portugal. So which is which?
I had him when I was at Zesco. After Zesco, I went to Portugal.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, there's France, Zesco, Portugal. Okay, makes sense. Makes sense. Or does it?
I also
Okay.
understand the math. He's not
Dude.
satisfied.
You're playing a country that's quite famous for witchcraft. Well, even Zambia too when it comes to soccer.
Wait, Congo?
Yeah.
It's famous for witchcraft?
There's a lot of witchcraft here, bro.
I
But
just know-
anyway,
I just
it's
know
an
that-
African thing.
I just know there's a lot of minerals.
Yeah, there is. That
I don't
too.
know about the witchcraft though.
There is. Well, let's just say it's an African issue. Because even West Africans, whenever we see, a big African tournament being played, you see, things on social media, people
and
taking photos of
whatnot,
soccer players, putting things in their socks. And there's also stories of you and how you don't undress in front of other players. What's that about? And basically, my question is about witchcraft. How much of it is there in soccer? How much of it have you seen with your own eyes?
Well, there are some people who believe in witchcraft, and some people who believe in God. So it depends with what you want.
Your belief.
If you want to go to play with Juju or you want to play with God, because the question you have asked, many people, they always say about soccer players, they always have Juju, but in any departments, they always Juju. Even where you are working, these people, they say, oh, this one you have Juju, this one. So
Yeah, Elson has
the
it.
issue of Juju, I don't believe in it.
I have what, nigga?
Nothing. I didn't say anything. Did I say anything? Yeah, I know what you were saying.
So you have to choose what you want. If you want Juju or you want to...
Have you ever been offered juju?
Yeah, many times, but...
You've been offered?
Many times, but me... because once the talent I have is from God, The talent I have is from
But
God.
who says juju is not from God?
Sorry?
I mean, it's herbs, and the herbs were created by who?
That's why I'm saying if you want...
No, I'm asking.
depends
I'm
with
saying, what is juju made of? It's made of herbs and bones and sticks. And who made those?
It's God.
No.
So you are saying you have to use Juju.
I did not say you have to. I'm just saying, if you believe in God, then you believe God also made all that. Because even before the white man came, do you know if you had, because we didn't have aspirin, right? If you had a headache, you'd just go into the village, you'd get a root, you'd chew on the root, and you're good. Now, if you do that, people look at it like juju. So I'm trying to draw.
No, that's not juju, Elson.
So what's juju?
No, it isn't. My understanding of juju is, especially when it comes to the way you've described it, I would connect it more. If you're comparing, say, one believes in God,
No,
the other
so
believes in
don't-
juju, you can't then tie it to.
Well, then tell me what
you can't
juju
then tie
is.
it to an object.
Or then tell me what juju is.
It's supposed to be spirituality connected. You know what I mean? You can't tie it to an object because you're comparing two things which can't be compared. You're better off comparing, say, the devil and God, because those two are spirits. You know what I mean? But you're comparing God and an object.
Not really.
Yes, really. Yes.
Wait, hold on.
So the
Wait,
juju we're
wait,
talking
hold-
about is where people use things like they go to a witch doctor and they're told to bath in things where spirits will come into them and they're able to perform better than other guys
No, but how's
on the
that?
same team.
But how is that different to when you go to Roman Catholic and they put like ash and stuff on you?
Yeah, but that's my point. You're comparing. That's a
No,
religion.
but it's the same thing,
No,
though.
it's not
isn't
the
it?
same thing.
It's just what you call it. It's,
Okay,
it's
anyway,
basically
let me
what you
explain.
call it, isn't it? Because are you not also given? Wait, hold on.
Listen,
hold on.
you give an example of a herb that
me
somebody
give you-
chooses. That's
let-
totally different.
No,
That's
I
not
hear you.
connected
I was
spiritually.
wrong. I
Yeah,
was
you were wrong.
then.
Thanks.
If
That's
you
the
go
point
to
I was
some-
trying to
hold on,
raise.
bro. If
Yeah.
you go to some churches, do you not get given anointing oil?
Look,
How is that different? My point is, it depends with what you call it.
My point is, the
It depends
argument
what you-
ends with you accepting that you were wrong when you mentioned that a person chooses herbs
No,
and you call
yeah,
that
fine.
juju.
Yeah,
that was
of course.
that's what I was correcting you on.
Yeah, and I hear you.
Thank you.
So, but the way you were trying to describe it and correct me was wrong, though. But I hear what you're trying to say.
I'm glad you got my correction, though.
Kalaba.
Kalaba. And then there's rumors about you not undressing in front of. Okay, that's a bit of a wrong way to put it. But you don't change in front of other players. How true is this? Others have suspected you of.
Cite your sources. Who told you this?
Who told you that?
I'm reading comments.
Who told?
I'm reading comments. Let him explain.
Is this true?
Bro.
Have you seen him is in soccer? Soccer. He knows where we change. We change all together.
I know that. Yeah.
Yes or no?
So the people who are asking those are the people who wants just to create a confusions in
So you do change in front of everybody else?
all the time.
Okay. Clear. Moving on.
I don't believe you. I think you made that question up.
Are you reading the comments from our Facebook page?
I don't have my phone with me.
You had these questions last night.
No, I did not. I did that. I didn't see that question. I think you just came up with that.
There are over 500.
What are you
there are over
insinuating?
500 comments.
What are you
bro.
insinuating about this man?
Martha.
That you think he ties stuff around his waist? Or he's got a long schlong that he doesn't want people to see?
Moving on. Yeah.
You love Congo so much. I mean, everyone can say that. And you are almost coming to the end of your career. If you were to choose which country to, settle down in, would it be Zambia or Congo?
I think both Zambia and Congo, because like I said before, it's like my second home there, and Zambia is where I was born. So I'm actually still with a contract in Congo, so that is not a problem for me to choose where to stay.
Okay. Would you choose the Lumbashi derby against Lupopo or play against your rivals, Vita?
The most exciting game in Congo is Mazembe and Vita.
So you
Because
choose that any day?
Yeah, because it's like for Lupopo and Mazembe, it's like Power and Nkana. But for the classical one is like, for example, Power and Zanaco. So us we are in Lubumbashi and Vita they are in Kinshasa. So it is always a big game in Congo.
Okay.
Then people watch it a lot.
All right. So you've won titles with TP Mazembe. You've been to CAF Confederations Cup, CAF Champions League. You've also had a stint in, France, talk of Portugal, and at some point, the likes of Orlando Pirates from South Africa, they wanted you. And
The likes of what?
Orlando Pirates from South Africa. They wanted you, and you winning the Africa Cup of Nations. Do you feel you've done literally everything, you've achieved what you wanted to achieve as a professional footballer?
Yeah, I think that was my aim as a football player. You need to sit down and see what you have won in your soccer career. I've won almost everything. The only thing is remaining is to go to the World Cup, but time is running away from me. So what I can say, I've achieved everything in wanted to win. All the trophies in Africa, I've got them. So now I can finish my career on a good note.
Bruh, so apparently there's rumor that you used to pay Zambian coaches so you can skip training. This is true, isn't it?
Kalaba, like, a whole lot of rumors about you. Eh?
Which Zambian coach?
It doesn't matter. Which one did you pay?
We don't want to mention names and get
What, did you
sued.
pay all of them?
Which Zambian coach?
Which one did you pay?
You must be rich, eh? Very, very rich.
Which one did you pay?
I've never removed even 10 kwacha to give any coach in Zambia since I started football.
Okay, did you give any Zambian coach anything to skip training?
Never.
Bro, I don't believe you.
Never.
But why would he skip training though?
For various reasons.
Hangover?
Possibly.
Or you want to go see some girl? maybe?
This guy used to. You can
Also,
tell from his face.
No, I've never paid any coach. I swear upon my living God.
Never.
Never. Okay. I believe in hard work. I believe in hard work because
Okay.
if you work,
Look, you're saying all the right things.
if you work for it, you enjoy yourself. But if you don't want to work, you are cheating yourself. You're cheating yourself. I never used to pay any coaches, but there are some people who pay for
Serious?
that.
This happens a lot in soccer.
A lot.
A lot of things happen.
A lot.
To skip training, you pay the coach. Wow. Interesting. And then, yeah.
Last month on Africa Freedom Day, we had the Zambia Legends. The Zambian team actually consisted of the AFCON winning squad, and you played against Barcelona Legends. How happy were you to reunite with your former teammates? Did it bring any memories of you guys when you played during the Africa Cup of Nations in 2012?
Yeah, first I need to congratulate the Minister of Sports and the Kings of Africa to bring that event in Zambia and to reunite with the guys after a long time, maybe after 11 years since we won the AFCON. It was a good memories for us to reunite and share how our lives are going, and because some of them they are into coaching and administrative, so it was good for us to reunite and see how our future are going, and we continue because the 2012 team is a team that brings glory to many Zambians, and we are still together again. The team is still there. It's only the doctor who passed away, Dr. Kabongo.
Right.
Yeah,
May he
so
so rest
sad.
in peace also. He's the only person who was missing. It was a full house. And the memories of 2012 came back again, and we laughed a lot.
Stories, a
Yeah,
lot of
story.
catching up.
A lot of guys from that team have gained weight, though. Christopher Katongo, Mayuka. A lot of pot bellies happening.
Hearts
now.
were burning that day. But how was it for you playing against Ronaldinho, being on the same pitch? Have you ever met him before that day?
No, it was a pleasure to say it. It was a pleasure to be with him on the same pitch because we used to watch him from afar from the Champions League and Barcelona team. So for him, it was an honor for me to be on the pitch alongside him because he's a big legend, not only in Zambia but
globally. Was it intimidating playing against such a big name? Like
no, it wasn't
at the start of the game. Like you look at Ronaldinho, you probably called Ronaldinho at some point in your life. You know what I mean?
You know, it was like a pressure game.
Yeah, come together.
It wasn't like for the other games.
Like the AFCON final.
And
Yeah.
It was for the fans, you know.
were you at the stadium?
I'm not a soccer fan.
Oh wow,
I didn't even watch the game.
the stadium
He's well
was
respected, that
packed.
guy, because I think before the game, I think the president, Mr. Ikainde, said, no, the game must start at 17. And we finished warm-up at 16.
Yeah,
And then they told him that, no, the president is coming, so we need to wait, my friend. He said, in 5 minutes, if we don't start the game, I'm leaving the stadium.
Wow. And the game started despite the president being there.
immediately.
Yeah.
Wow.
When was the last time you
Legend.
played at Hero Stadium?
The last game.
Yeah, the last time you played in that pitch.
I think for the national team when we played against Rwanda, the friendly game.
Mm-hmm.
I think I scored the goal if I remember very well.
Okay. Has the stadium ever been packed like the way it was on that day when you played the Legends?
No, the legend game was fantastic.
It was electric.
I'm told 20,000 people were turned down.
The stadium was full and they
the
had to
people
close
was
the
wanted
gates.
to come in.
20,000 people, I'm told, were turned down that day.
It was full.
Wow.
It was
People love
full.
soccer, eh?
They wanted to see Ronaldinho, and I think because most of us have never watched these guys play live before, so definitely we want to be there.
One thing I liked about our team, the 2012, because the coordination is still there.
Yeah, the unity, you guys are so united.
And we only trained for 2 days. And I could see that
It was a very good game.
the coordination is still
It was 3-0.
Because
at
even
the
CK was
match, yeah?
able to dribble past, some of the...
It was 3-0, yeah?
yeah.
Final score.
3-0.
Dude, so many questions that are being asked on Facebook. Rumors, mostly. You are a small guy, but the rumors around you, you're big stories, man. Let me start with some that I'm seeing here. Why did he fail to marry Mampi? And why did he miss a penalty in 2012? You failed to marry... why is this... You failed to marry Mampi.
That question I've been answering like millions of times. It's not me who was dating Bampi, it's Clifford Mlenga.
That's what I thought.
It's Clifford Mlenga was dating Bampi,
Yeah.
not Rainford Kalaba. No.
Never.
Yeah.
Never.
I hope that people won't
clear.
answer.
That's from Pinang Kasonde. And another question that came through. And I think we want to hear the story that he put up a gun on Jeroboz in Kitwe just after he came back from Russia. Is this true?
That
That's
was
Samba.
Samba.
That's
That's Samba Lungu.
So people mistake you for a lot of... Why?
That's Samba Lungu.
That's what Sambalung not
Yeah.
not right.
Why do people mistake a lot of these happenings and pin them on you? Why? Because you're more popular than them? Maybe.
Maybe.
Let me look at others here. Or do you have any there, Martha?
Would you love to be part of the national team right now? Could be, as a coach or maybe playing, because after that game against the Barcelona Legends, people were like, he still has it. Why isn't he being called to the national team?
No, I think for the moment I want to concentrate with the project of TP Mazembe. But I'm a Zambian, so anytime there's any opportunity to come back and work for, there's no problem. There's no problem about that.
Any interest of you getting into the coaching staff after you're done playing football?
That's my plans. Yeah, that's my plans. I want to continue in football because I love football too much.
Which team would you love to coach?
Well, like coaching is not you will never know which team we can coach. So
Yeah.
you just have to do a coaching course and see which club you can coach and continue the life with.
But if you could choose, like, which is the dream team that you would love to coach?
Zesco.
He's love
Why?
Zesco United.
Just because of the love.
No, it's not about the love of Zesco. It's the one team which brought joy in my life. I've got too many memories with Zesco
With
United.
Zesco.
Martha, she knows. Martha, she knows.
More questions. Did Arsenal approach you in 2012 after the AFCON? And if so, why did you turn down the offer?
No, I haven't received any offer from Arsenal.
I wonder why people hear these things. We shouldn't have asked people to ask questions. There's no ring on your hand. How long have you been married for? Are you married though?
No, I'm not married.
Why are you asking this question and Nelson is almost back? It's going to trouble him.
Joe Captain says, ask him how he felt when Kalusha Boyle refused to vote for him among the nominees to become African Footballer of the Year.
You know, I can clarify on that one. Yeah?
Right.
The selection of voting of the categories, you know, he was like Karusha, no, to vote for. I think
Who is third?
he was Bidiat. No, Onyango is the one who won the African Football of the Year for 2016. Yeah, he deserved it because me, I was praying for the Confederation Cup. Him was praying for Champions League. And they won. And thus we won the Confederation. The difference between Confederation and the Champions League is too big.
Yeah.
So on that one, Karusha was like to vote for him. There's no problem with me. I don't have any issues with that. It's only the soccer fans who got it
the other way around.
You know.
You know, there's a lot of people asking about this Mumpy thing.
What about Mumpy?
No, he's already clarified that he had nothing with Mumpy. It was actually Samba? Clifford Mlenga. But a lot of people asking, like, why did you not marry Mumpy and stuff? And the question keeps popping up, you know what I mean? Like, anyway, moving on.
Who's Clifford?
There's another soccer player we should have on this.
Oh, really? He dated Mumpy?
Yeah, he did.
Ooh. So people are enjoying it. How long have we been running for now, Gob?
Just an hour.
Okay. Gotta wrap this up soon.
What do you think of Zambian players that are playing abroad, and any advice for them?
The only advice I can say that they are making Zambia on the map, you know. So the work they are doing in Europe is good, and they should continue the same to the national team when they come for the national team, because now many people are following the Zambian team because of them. You know, so they need to continue, and when it comes for the national team also, they need to also make a good name when they leave, because in football you need to leave something people will be talking about.
True. Yeah. Still on the rumors. Tindi Intalasha says, the streets say once you cross Kalaba or threaten his position, national team, you were wiped out of the scene. The case of Kennedy Mundenda and the biggest Mukuka Mlengas people suggest. Once people argue with you, they are out of the national team.
Tempers.
No, many people get it wrong on that. Okay. You know, those players, when they wanted to put on a number 17, no?
Jersey.
Yeah, you know, always. No, if you put the number 17 is Kalaba, where is you won't go far in football. It's about discipline. You know? Me, I maintained my discipline because once you have fame, it's difficult to maintain it.
Oh, he loves fame so much. This one. You need to
look who's talking.
Him. I am talking.
Yeah, look who's
the
talking.
one who doesn't like cameras on the podcast.
You're not the guest, Elson. Anyway, you're saying?
I do not give a good goddamn. This guy loves fame. Please,
you know,
sit with him after this.
Ask him while he's still here. You could have left if you don't like fame.
Left where? Wait,
Kalaba.
Hold on. Left the episode? Or the podcast?
Kalaba is the guest here. Let's not forget that.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's
Your
talking.
ass loves fame.
So when you have fame, it's difficult to maintain it. Maybe they lost a direction when they got fame. You know, when they started their career, you know. So that's why they were not seen for a long time on the Zambian jersey. Me, I played like 13 years in the national team, you know. 13 good years.
A lot of people asking about how, I don't know if this is true, and of course we're reading questions here so that you can confirm these things that are being brought up on our Facebook page. Carlota Ilunga says, why is he never called up for national duties? Does he turn down the call? You never show up for national team duties. Is this true?
No, I don't think that's a lie.
That's a bold-faced lie.
That's a lie.
He was there for the last
I've never
game with
been
Barcelona.
caught.
No, that was the national team.
I cannot come to the national team when they
Oh, yeah.
are.
Yeah, when you've not been
I
called.
have not been called.
Oh, they don't call you.
They don't call me.
Maybe they don't have talk time.
But why don't they ever call
Expensive
you?
to call Congo, guy. You think you send him a please call me and you call?
They never call you.
You need to check your messages. Maybe they were sending
I
please call
think the
me.
last time they called me when the last game I played with Mozambique. And then when the white guy came, Steven,
Yeah, 7 Vandenbroek.
he's the one who called me back. And then again, it brought politics. No, I don't know why.
Him bringing you back brought politics.
Politics.
Explain.
No, I was very shocked after we lost in Mozambique. Then he called me to his room and say, "What's wrong?"
He called you to his room?
Yeah,
What kind of room was this? Like a hotel room?
hotel room. Yeah.
Eh?
Hey, let me explain.
He called me and asked me, "What's wrong?" I said, "Nah." "What do you mean, coach?" He said, "No. I've been told a lot of things about you, but I haven't seen anything that they told me. Do you have a problem with the current FAZ?" I said, "No. I don't have any issues with him." So it kept me that's why they don't call me. Maybe there are some things they hide to Zambian people. They need to come out and say it. The first executive, they need to come out and say, clarify everything, because they damage my name to other coaches. You say, no, Kalaba is in discipline, Kalaba is what? You know.
Bro, quick question. So, going back to your childhood, when you wanted to play soccer so much, with how your professional life then turned out, is this how you pictured it when you were a child? Is it better? Did you fall short of what you wanted to do?
I think what I wanted to do, I've achieved it.
Nice, man.
I have achieved
Nice.
it, and I'm really happy. The only thing which was missing is to go to the World Cup, but
And look at you retiring and never been to the World Cup.
yeah.
But how have you guys always failed? Why has the World Cup always, eluded you? How have you failed to make it to the World Cup? What do you think lacks in our national team?
Juju?
I think we had a good time to go to the World Cup with the 2012 team. But unfortunately, when Karushawara got out of the FAZ, all the project were being because he wanted to maintain the same team as a FAZ president. He wanted to maintain the team to go to the World Cup. But when he got elected from the vice president, then everything, all the project were.
What projects did he have?
He wanted to the World Cup. After Africa Cup, the World Cup. That was his project.
If you could change anything, personal and career-wise, about yourself or what has transpired, what would you change? Apart from slapping the coach in France. Or you still slap him?
No, I don't.
You wouldn't have, right? You learned a lesson not to slap white people, innit?
French white people.
Yeah.
I've learned a
So
lesson.
would you change anything about your life? If you could change anything?
I think just to inspire the young ones who wants to make it in life, just to give them knowledge and directions.
So you do more of that?
I do more, yes.
Okay. So what's your plan now that you've retired, or when you do retire?
He's about to retire.
I think in 1 year or 2 years I need to
Hang the boat.
hang the boot.
Yeah, no, I'm saying what then? What's your plan after that?
I have a lot in my mind.
Okay.
But the first thing I need to do the coaching course.
You need to start coaching.
Have you done in?
Yeah, I do online.
You know, here's one thing that I don't. Let me give a disclaimer. I know nothing about football. I know nothing about soccer at all.
Speak for the both of us, please.
Yes, we don't. It's two things to play soccer It's another thing to teach or to coach. So I've noticed a lot of people, a lot of players, when they retire, they want to coach. Is it already inherently in you that you are able to teach? And this is why at times, people will be like, a professor can teach somebody to become a doctor, but they can't do the work themselves. So is it always guaranteed that if you've played soccer, automatically you're able to teach other people how to?
Well, it depends with the project you want. Some people, they are, like I said, the 22 people, some are in administrative.
Yeah.
Some they are in coaching. So it depends with your idea or the...
Let me ask his question this way. You're a great soccer player. You've won a lot of, man of the matches, whatever, African football or whatever. You're a great soccer player, but are you able to train someone to be as good as you?
Yeah, if you find someone who have potential.
So are you able to be a good coach, in other words?
If I see someone,
do you think you'll make a good coach?
Of course, because I know if someone has potential and he wants to achieve, I need to guide him. But if he's someone who doesn't want to, he just is there for funny, no, you cannot.
No, I hear you.
So do you think you would coach a whole team to a trophy?
It's one thing to find someone with potential, and they've got potential, and they know their potential. It's another thing for you to actually bring out their potential. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. Like for example, like myself when I was started, my coach saw potential in me.
Was he also a football player, your coach?
Also
he used to be a football player.
For example, George Randamina. He was my coach at the under 20 when I started.
Mm-hmm.
And from that time, he told me, if you focus, you go far.
Mm-hmm.
So it keeps me in my mind to hear the advice. But if I didn't want to hear, obviously by this time around, to be another story. Like I see my other friends.
Yeah, gotcha.
So would you said in a year or two you should be retiring from football. Would you love to come and retire from a club in Zambia or still Congo?
Well, if there's an opportunity to come to Zambia, I could come and
retire from here.
But for the moment, I'm still with the TP.
Okay.
So are they the people you're going to coach?
Sorry?
The club you're playing for now?
Uh-huh.
Is that the club you want to coach?
Yeah, I want to start from there so that I can have experience. I can bring the experience also in Zambia.
To Zambia.
Yeah.
Right.
By the way, we are at Richmond Finance, for those who missed the first few minutes of this episode. And speaking of finance, we've seen a lot of times, soccer players, they reach the, pinnacle of their careers. They make a lot of money.
And they got broke.
They retire and they get broke. But I think one thing we've seen, especially in the new crop of players, we've seen a lot of your crop, especially from the AFCON 2012 coming to recent days. A lot of soccer players making investments and, planning for the future. What have you invested in, or what are you planning on investing in if you're ever thinking in those lines?
Yeah, I think I've tried to invest here and there. So, and the good thing, the 2012 people, I can see they are doing good. Most of them, they are doing good. So it's important for other upcoming players to think in investing. It's good because, many people, they laugh with many soccer players when you retire. You don't have where to stay. Some, they're in the streets. So
start begging for alcohol at taverns. We've seen that before a lot of times. Yeah.
Who?
No, we've seen him. He knows the players I'm talking about, especially on the Copper Belt, yeah? He knows.
What football player was begging for alcohol?
I don't want to mention names, but he knows as well. Tony Rollercoaster knows as well.
Do you know the person?
What have you invested in, though?
Houses.
Here in Lusaka?
Around the Zambia.
Wow, nice. So your retirement is sorted. No worries at all.
No
Real estate.
Nice, man. Anyway, I'm done. You?
I'm good.
Martha, anything else? Rainford, any question that you were expecting to be asked on this podcast that we haven't asked? Is there any question that, or something that you'd love to talk about that we haven't spoken about yet?
To talk about especially rumors about me. I think I need to clarify these people because I saw one say, no, I slept with someone and they...
Who did they say you slept with? My favorite topic.
What's names?
My favorite topic. Who did you apparently sleep with?
No, I saw there was a rumor way back. I think I had an injury. I had an injury for a long time. And there are some rumors now I slept with a married person.
Oh, yes, I saw that comment. Yeah.
Wow. And did you?
Those things, I don't want people to think about that because...
Wait, so did you?
Sorry?
Did you sleep with someone?
Did you smash a married woman?
No. That's why I want to clarify.
Would you say it if
one.
you did?
Because those rumors, they shouldn't damage my name.
Would you say it if you had smashed a married woman?
I swear upon my living God, I never.
No, man, I hear you and I believe you, right? I'm saying if you had done it,
Never.
would you tell me?
Never.
Or you wouldn't tell me?
No, I said I never slept with any.
No, okay, that's fine.
But even if I
You done it, you still wouldn't tell
I would
me.
have told you already that I
You would have told us the
You would
truth.
have told us.
Yeah,
Are you sure?
very much.
Are you able to tell us the truth about a girl called Inonge in America?
Which one?
Oh, I saw that comment.
You saw that comment as well, yeah.
Who's Inonge?
She's a Zambian based in America. She's a football player. She was called to the Copper Queens squad when they went to play in South Korea.
Were you guys rubbing bodies with Inonge?
He doesn't even know who she is.
You don't even know who she is. People can conclude, eh?
He doesn't even know who she is.
Yeah, how do you know that?
I'm into football, bruh. I'm not like
But
you.
how would you know what's happening in his
how do you know what
private
happened in his
life?
bedroom?
I know he doesn't know her.
How do you know this?
She
Exactly.
just came on the scene just now, this year.
So, wait,
Have you
hold
been through his WhatsApp?
No.
His call
on.
history?
So why are you so certain?
Kalaba,
then?
I'm defending you here. Am I lying?
No, she's not lying. She's not lying.
Nonsense.
I don't trust this girl anymore
Wow.
because her interest.
Is in protecting him when she doesn't know what goes on in his
In
private
his
life.
bedroom.
Guys, please.
Did you know how many
When
kids he had?
when I saw that, I was even shocked because she just came.
Yeah,
she
just-
came, I never even.
Was it
But you
January,
prob-
February?
But
This
you,
year.
you probably knew her
Yeah.
before then.
We all didn't know about her.
Who's we all? You didn't.
All the soccer fans.
He's not a soccer fan. He's a soccer player. He probably knew her.
No, he didn't. Trust me, he did not.
Wow. And Rainford, thanks a lot for clarifying a lot of the things that have been brought up. So that's one thing that you wanted. Anything else that you wanted to speak about today?
Yeah, I think to encourage the young players, especially because if they want to make it, they need to
Focus.
focus and forget about the fame. Because
Tell him that. Wena, are you listening?
I think you too.
Kalenga. Shambat. Hey.
Yes, you can continue, Kalab.
so once your fame gets into your head there,
You become big-headed, right?
You lose focus. You lose focus.
This one? Every day, this one.
Kalab, do you have an
Can you let our
guest
guest talk?
I'm agreeing with him. He's speaking a lot of sense. That I resonate. This is too close to home, bruh. You and I need to be friends.
Serious.
In fact, Gob, I need you to cut that part out where he talks about fame and how fame is addictive. And I need you to send this to him.
Wow.
Now, thanks a lot, man. I really appreciate that advice, sage advice.
Thank you. You're welcome.
An advice for me.
And he's got more money than you. That means he knows what he's talking about. Kalenga, are you listening to me?
Kalaba, an advice for me.
I think I
Somebody.
need to.
Guys, listen, he's got some
The
advice for
only
me.
advice for you, start making it in life, So continue with the same. I've been following the page for Zanako, so like a lot of women are in
Yeah, just getting
media for a lot of
clubs. Yeah.
yeah, so it's very encouraging. Like you start having the shows like this, you're marketing yourself more. So continue and encourage other people you're working with.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Nice.
That's dope.
So remember to click on the subscribe button. Where's my camera? There it is. Remember to click on the subscribe button. The more numbers we have, the higher the chances we have of bringing high caliber people like Rainford Kalaba. I mean, we had to go through Mose Katumbi and then Rutoni Roller Coaster, and all these people had to check our numbers to make sure that we have subscribers that are, worth showing his face in front of. That's right, Olsen, right?
About what?
Yeah, thank you very much for backing me up.
What you talking about?
Anyway, so we are at
checked our
Richmond
numbers?
Finance, and about Richmond Finance, we're talking about when your NAPSA money runs out. We're not seeing any people coming through today because everybody's got NAPSA money, but when that money comes out, remember Richmond Finance has 7 branches nationwide, and you've got easy access to business and personal loans, flexible repayment terms, competitive interest rates, fast approval, and dedicated customer service. You can see the beautiful ladies in the back. That's what dedication looks like. That's the face of dedication. And then there's Mr. Patel. Gob, are you able to zoom in on Mr. Patel as well? We just want to show people what money looks like on 2 legs. That is Mr. Patel right there. So
Well, maybe 3. You don't know.
you are the CEO, right? Yeah, that's the CEO right there. So till the next episode, have a lovely one. Rainford Kalaba, thanks a lot for coming through.
Thank you.
We've learned more about soccer in one episode that Elson and I have in a whole lifetime.
In our whole lives, bruh.
In one episode.
Now you're a pretty cool own.
Yeah, really cool. Really dope. Yeah, you say?
Nope.
All right, till the next episode, have a lovely day.
Dun 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 dun